Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is at the historic centre of Rome in central Italy. So this is Rome, the eternal city. For centuries, this was the absolute heart of the known world. There's just so much incredible history, culture, architecture, and ruins here. I'm so excited to get going on this one. Let's check it out. So this is the Colosseum, or the Flavian Amphitheatre as it was once known, after the dynasty of emperors who built it in the 1st century AD, Vespasian, Titus and Domitian. Now in its time it would hold up to 80,000 spectators, usually a few less than that, around 60,000, but it's still an incredible size. It's built out of brick, stone and marble, and it's incredible how well it's preserved as well. And what's fascinating is that when you're inside, like now, you can see how much of the building is actually missing. It's much, much taller on this side than it is on the other side. We're wandering now around an area known as the Palatine Hill, and it's one of the famous 7 hills of Rome. It overlooks the Roman Forum, and before the Great Fire of Rome, it was a residential district home to wealthy senators and aristocrats. After the fire, it was rebuilt and became the Imperial Palace, which stood here for the next 400 years. So this is the Roman Forum, or the Great Forum as it was known in the Imperial era, and this was the absolute heart of the city. Everything happened here: economic activity, markets and trading. There was judicial stuff, the law courts were here, the Senate was here, so it was the political heart as well. Everything important happened here, and it's crazy to see how much has survived. There's temples, houses, marketplaces, it's all still here, and it's all absolutely incredible. Behind me is the Temple of Saturn, and it's the most important temple in the entire Forum. Now the original version dates from around the 5th century BC, though it was destroyed by fire a couple of times, and this version actually dates from around 500 AD. Now it was so important that in the Republican era the state treasury was kept underneath the building, and it's also where the Feast of Saturnalia, or the Roman version of Christmas, began. Now you've also heard the phrase, "all roads lead to Rome," and this is where that was measured from. So we've left the Great Forum now, and we've come across the road to the Imperial Forum, which was an expansion built by the Emperor Trajan around 150 AD, because there was just too much stuff happening in the Great Forum. It wasn't big enough anymore. And the most incredible feature here is known as Trajan's Column, looming above me. It's made of solid stone, and it's covered in friezes that curl their way all the way up to the top. And it depicts a story, essentially in comic style, of Trajan's campaign against the Dacians in modern-day Romania. This is the Pantheon, my absolute favourite building from all of antiquity. It was built in the 1st century AD by Marcus Agrippa. That's what it says on the front. But what we can see today is a reconstruction from about 100 years later after a fire under the rule of Emperor Hadrian. Now, the dome on top is an absolute marvel of engineering. It's 43 metres high, and for nearly 2,000 years, it was the largest domed structure anywhere on the planet. Inside is also really interesting. It was actually converted into a church, which is why it survived so long in such great condition. It's also the burial place of the Renaissance artist Raphael, as well as the burial place of Victor Emmanuel II, the first king of Italy. Last stop for today is Piazza Navona, and behind me you can see the beautiful Fountain of the Four Rivers, which symbolise 4 of the 5 continents on the globe. They forgot Australia, but that's okay, they hadn't found us yet. But it's a beautiful spot to finish, I think, because it's a classic symbol of Baroque-era Rome. The city's existed for so long and had so many distinct periods. I've focused on the Empire period, but there's just so many others that you could spend a month here and still not see them all. It's just fantastic. But I am going to have to leave it there, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the Road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage Site.